Good evening, Speed Gaming. We're back into 2017 Swiss flags for a Z1R Weekly. I'm Furious K, and alongside me is going to be Pro Infernape on the tracking duties. For those not familiar with this, it's going to be pretty similar to some of the flags that you've seen throughout the weeklies, especially if you've watched some of our Consternation races. The only major difference is that the 2017 flag set was the first tournament to use the Shapes dungeon setup. There will be no dungeon heart shuffle, so most of this will be the runners looking for staircase items. A few of our runners like to collect the hearts so that they can get Magical Sword. We'll see if one of our runners on stream goes that route too, but typically that isn't the fastest of the formats. In addition to the lack of heart shuffle, Overworld Enemies is one of the other flags that came into play in 2017 Swiss. But you won't see their health shuffled, so it's going to be a pretty easy thing to sort out once you get into it. You're not going to have to sit there and hit a blue Octrock for an unexpected number of hits to take it down, so we'll see if our runners can kind of go back to the old days where you didn't have to go through the ±2 or ±4. And it looks like we're getting underway. We'll get the format changed over for you shortly here. So with the coast start, it's just a quick check of the coast item, and then you're going to sprint back inland. Armos item should be something that our runners prioritize given there is no hard shuffle. So instead of having a 9 and something chance, I think it's 21, 23, 9 and 23 chance of being hard, it's just going to be a 1 in 15. No dice on the first Armos screen. Looks like it's just a potion shop. It's a little bit of a mess to get off the screen with the Pulse Voice, Gria, and Moblins. Looks like there's a pretty good chance with both Pulse Voice and Gria on the overworld that the Dark Nuts and the Wizrobes will stay down, and the Lionels, I believe, will be the one to join them, as well as perhaps the Tektites. Have some quick indie roads here where one takes you to start. One takes you up to the northeast corner where there are a lot of open caves. Still looks like we have no dice on all of the eastern Armos checks. As noted by chat, we do have both swords known as far as the upgrades are going to be concerned. We have Magical Sword in the cave that they start screen 2, and the White Sword is just one screen up from that. I'll need the ladder for that. Looks like all of our runners will secure the location of an arrow shop, which could be important. Looks like level 1 is the last of the locations for the Innie roads. It is first quest all the way on the overworld, so it's going to be 3 large secrets instead of just the one. Fortunately, none of the runners have found the blue candle, the Take Anyone, or the shop yet. We look to have found level 8. It's the open cave up on the Lost Hills. We have 2 runners, in fact, that have found their way into there, as we found the candle shop at Vanilla Start. And that also has 10 rupee bombs, so that's a good bit of information for Leslie Pro to have. You'll notice that Chest Jerk pirouetted the door open. If you leave the dungeon and go back up, it will open the door across from the entry door. So in this case, the entry door is on the bottom. It'll open the one on the north side of the screen. If you were to enter from the western side, it would open the east. The blue candle is pretty expensive, so I suspect we'll be on a hunt for a Take Anyone cave, and most runners, I think, will opt into the blue candle from the first one they find. I think the only way you wouldn't is if you found your way into some heart containers early, found out that the red candle was the white sword item, and found that cave. See how long the runners opt to stay inside this level 8. Looks like we do have a diamond staircase. If it's not transport, it'll be one of a handful of different items. Pretty much anything is of use at this point. What do we have? Nope, transport. Eat My Steel has found level 3. That diamond's going to lead to what? The wand. So now he's not even going to prioritize overworld, I don't think. He's probably going to look for dungeons. The wand is all you need for quite some time, in my opinion, to clear through these dungeons. You're only going to have 2 to 5 dungeons that will have Wizrobe sets, and you'll have multiple other enemies in there with them. So the sword really won't be a priority until you get to level 9. As we found, the white sword item is the ladder. It's right below the blue ring Armos. It looks like Eat My Steel is in a dungeon that's a Dark Nut set, so the wand will be plenty good enough, and Chester looks like he's not too far away, same with Truant. So, pretty reasonable bet to make here that Leslie Pro will be the first to find the wood sword, given that the rest of the runners now have, or are about to have, the wand. Didn't see where Chest Jerk went astray here. Thought he saw the diamond staircase just a moment ago. It's a rather interesting choice from Leslie Pro. I thought for certain he would consider taking a candle. Does he already have one, or did he make the decision for the heart based on his ladder knowledge? Gonna make the guess that he made the decision based on the ladder, which is interesting. Recent changes to the randomizer include timed events, which you probably won't see in a run anytime soon, as there's still a few bugs with those. We found level 9, so that's a good thing to have knowledge of. In addition to timed events, rupees can affect speed if you put that flag on. The other major change, in my opinion, is the way that 7 through 9 are structured. Used to be 7 and 8 had their own 8 by 8 grid, and level 9 had its own 8 by 8. But now it's 7 through 9 have the 8 by 16 grid, so it's going to shrink some of your level 9s. It could actually maximize your level 9 to 64 rooms. But when it shrinks level 9, it tends to also eliminate some of the bomb walls. And so you get these really weird segmented level 9s where you almost have to prioritize staircases now as a runner. We also had Iamasak introduce some new palette ideas which were implemented into the game. Runners voted on which ones they liked or which ones didn't hurt their eyes. Leslie Pro has now found level 8 as well, so we'll see if he can pull some of the items out of level 8 as we have the Triforce obtained on Truant's screen in level 3. The question in chat is, when are they going to make it where Shape's first quest, second quest can be in the same run? You can have up to 2 out of the 3, but I think that it introduces some interesting issues with bringing all 3 into the same run together, mostly with how you distribute items. They would have to consider that quite a bit, I would guess, because you move an additional item into level 4 in second quest. You move the floor items around a little bit because 2 and 3 swap out. I guess you could make level 9 its own thing. That's fair. I think that's probably the easiest way to do it, but I'm not sure if that's something that's in the immediate future. Helpful Hints is on. That is something that is in the 2017 Swiss, so Aquamenus being by a lake is a good hint to get early on. The book, I do believe, is worthless. Yes, it has to be worthless. That was a newer change, so you're not going to see any of the runners pick it up, I don't think. Truant found level 4 while I was looking at another screen. It has the red ring, so we're going to see some ability to get through some of these rooms with very little resistance, as red ring will quadruple the health of Truant Gamer, taking those 2 hearts and effectively making them 8. While Chestjerk has pulled the Triforce out of level 3 as well, so his clear of that dungeon is now done. Yeah, it looks like level 4 was on the southern coast. It's not too far away from start. It looks like Truant's going to opt to come back later. Didn't see if it was officially a block via bomb block or if it was a ladder block or both. Looks like his decision to walk back in means that he's trying to pirouette the left door open, this left wall, which he did, and also decided to pick up or attempt to pick up bombs off the Grias while he was there. So it's a good idea. The Triforce is right there, so that pirouette led to a pretty quick level 4. The white sword item is right below the vanilla blue ring shop Armos. And I believe that the only person that has their way over to that screen and seen it for certain is Leslie Pro. I didn't see anybody else go that way yet, but looks like Chestjerk is on the same general pathing as Truant Gamer, as he's now also found his red ring. There are no extra book options on, so the hints are helpful and obtainable immediately. There is no boomstick. There is no atlas. There are wizrobes in this level 4, though, so it looks like Chestrick is going to try and get this key and maybe get out of there. Yep. And he will not use the pirouette trick, simply just bomb. So Chestrick's level 4 is going to lead to one additional room, maybe? I didn't see if Truant found that key, but still very quick level 4 for Chestrick. The big secret is only 77, but when there's 3 of them, that's not really a major hurdle in the seed. You're only going to potentially buy arrows, keys. Bait is a rare need. I guess helpful hints might sway some people against buying the blue candle, but not Truant, who has purchased his, so that's our second runner now that can burn some bushes to look for some things. Beginning to wonder if our wood sword is once again Death Mountain. Very blue level 7 for Truant Gamer. Leslie does not have his wand yet, so he's trying to get through these screens with the candle to get back to the ladder screen, I suspect. And level 7, for reference, was on the Burn Bush northeast of Vanilla start screen. Chestrick now up to 6 hearts as well as Truant Gamer, so they are guaranteed their ladder once they find it. Eat My Steel, meanwhile, has found level 1. This is a very useful dungeon to find, as it'll have 2 items in a heart container. Chestrick also finding level 1 at the same time, pretty much. And it's a segmented level 1. Looks like it's pulled Lionel's into the dungeon. So I believe that means that's not going to be a Wizrobe or a Darknut set. And we now have the map to level 1. It is definitely a segmented shape. And that's kind of a concerning shape for Eat My Steel. Not so much for Chestrick. Level 1 tends to have a lot of key doors, and if it's as linear as this level 1 is, the chances that you're going to run out of keys if you enter it with 0 or 1 key is pretty significant. We'll see if this item in the staircase is in any key or if he's out of options. It is the raft. So, advantage Chestrick now, as Leslie Pro is no longer looking for the wood sword. He's obtained his ladder on 5 hearts and has picked up the white sword, so dungeon diving for Leslie Pro from here on. Oh, never mind. Eat My Steel can bomb to the right, but it looks like it's a wall master room. We might find a key or something in here. Instead, we find the compass, so what I said before is now true once again. And Lionel's and Wizrobes are in the dungeons together, so I was wrong on that aspect. We found the heart container on the floor. What is the third item? It's going to be in the next room. I would think that Chestrick's just looking to clear a handful of these to get bombs. I'm not sure clearing the rest of them out was really necessary, but maybe he's getting tired of getting sword beamed. The last item is the Any Key. Would you look at that? If the raft and the Any Key had swapped locations in this dungeon, it would not have cost Eat My Steel any more time, but now it's going to cost him until he finds another key. fact, I think it's going to cost him until he finds a... Nope, there's a key on the floor in that liner room. Just one more key. Chester very quickly up to 3 hearts, and Truant Gamer should be able to make it through this dungeon as well after picking up the raft. And Chester has found the wood sword cave, has opted into the candle, so I suspect that he has seen his ladder. And we have the bow as the Armos item, so suddenly the seed has potentially gotten very quick. You could, in theory, go mode and go straight for level 9. Level 9 will have 3 helpful hints in it, one of which could be the Silver's hint. So you could make that play and gamble and hope that gives you a silver cent to turn you around if necessary. The good thing about level 1 is it's sequential hints. So level 8 has the hint for the location of level 1. Level 1 has the location for level 2. And it told the runners it was in Death Mountain. I don't know if Leslie Pro got to the Armos screen. I know he was on half a part at one point or another, and he never found the wood sword cave. So that leads me to believe that Leslie Pro does not have the bow yet. There is the Dodongo hint on Truant's screen just to showcase that that is a sequential hint. Question of chat here is it a poverty seed? 3 large secrets, each being 77. A medium secret that is 6 north of the average, and a small secret that is 9 north of that average. I tend to believe that's not a poverty seed. 231 rupees worth of large secrets. I think with that and 300 medium and 80-ish small secret money, you should be able to find enough money to do what you need to do in the seed. If it was second quest overworld and there was 1 large secret, that would change things dramatically. I don't believe Leslie Pro has found any Triforce pieces yet. I think the first one he's going to have a crack at here is level A. He didn't find level 3 to my knowledge. Or at least didn't go... I don't think he screen scrolled into level 5 Vanilla's location. Looks like Eat My Steel is going to load up on the 10 rupee bombs. And really, we have a race now between Truant and Chester to kind of get through each of these screens and potentially go mow their way into level 9. It certainly seems like Chester is going to lean that direction, although he did also find the power bracelet in level 2. And that level 8's pretty big. Looks like Leslie Pro is opting out of digging that any further at this time. Or maybe he just wanted a Triforce piece. I guess he just wanted a Triforce piece. Truant Gamer has the bow already, so it's now just onward. Where's he going to go? Look for bombs, probably? Given that Chester's on Western Death Mountain, I would assume that he's also made his way past the screen with the bow. Be really odd if he managed to miss it somehow. He is going down this direction now. Oh, he's walking straight past the screen, so... The left side definitely has the bow. Let's see if our runners on the right side can find it sometime soon. Push block spot number 1 for chest jerk has not paid off. Well, I guess it did. It had the large secret, but not the dungeon he was looking for. Eat My Steel's trying to get through this level 7, but he did not find level 4 on the southeast coast on the bomb spot. Without that red ring, it's a little bit more difficult to get through some of these rooms. We have a bomb upgrade. It's the vanilla 4 bombs. That will take Leslie Pro up to 12. You unfortunately cannot bomb past the bomb upgrade. It's not quite like a mugger room. And Leslie Pro is kind enough to show us his item menu. He does not have the bow, confirmed. Yep, if you like what you see here, we run these races every week. Give or take a couple of the holidays. I believe anytime there's a marathon on Speed Gaming, we opt to let those marathons have priority. In addition, we run a new player race that doesn't get a restream Wednesday. There are multiple other events that occasionally might get a restream or might not, so you'll have to check out the Discord or the Speed Gaming schedule depending on whether or not it's a major tournament or a minor event. And Raft is required this seed, so pulling it on 1 gets you level 5. Truant has bought the wood arrows just north of the vanilla start screen. I like this play if you have the early bow. It doesn't look like he's found his way over to the white sword item just south of the Armos. Same with Gesture, so no map. Chest is up to 9 hearts, so it is possible that he'll actually get Magical Sword first. That would be quite something. And he's going to clear out this entire room except for the blue whiz robe and hope to see something else spawn in there so he doesn't have to spend all the bombs. Looks like it's a wall master, so that's exactly what he was going for. Unfortunately, nothing in the room. The advantage he has is he has the any key, which 2 of our runners again do not have yet, so this level 5 looks very key intensive. Was blocked out of level 7, so he's on the way to look at some other locations. Looks like he's going to set up to burn Candle Row. Staircase in level 5 is the item staircase. It is the recorder, so if Portal Lake happens to be an item, or not an item, a dungeon. Sorry, I was reading up on the items at the Hint Shop. The heart container on level 8 is the only relevant information to us, the viewers, but maybe Truant Gamer found some useful information otherwise there. Don't think so. I think he has the unique key, and I think he already looked at the coast time right off the bat, so same knowledge for him. Leave your keys or your bombs. Well, it's going to be a really easy call for Chest Jerk. I did not really see what was in that staircase in level 7. Quite a bit of frame rate there on my end. I don't know if it was on this restream as well. We have an all hail in chat, so I'm going to guess it was not the correct boomerang. Lord Banana, most likely. That's a shame. Triforce in level 7, though, for Eat My Steel. Let's see. Catch up on chat here. What time on Wednesdays are the new player race? I think it's 9 Eastern on Wednesdays. Eat My Steel Sprite is the old woman that's normally at the potion shops. Eat My Steel is going to leave this shop behind, but just decide, wait a minute, that's very cheap. Red candle in level 8, so it's heart container on the floor, heart container in the staircase, and red candle in the staircase. So very little return in there. You can Triforce and go that pretty safely. And we are looking at hints on Chest Jerk's screen as well. No power bracelet requirements. Raft. Knew that. Third one is Wand and 3 knew that, so hints have not been very helpful yet. Unfortunately, level 5 had that mugger room in it that could have potentially replaced our hint that told us where level 6 was. That's the only dungeon that I know of that's outstanding. I think we've seen everything else. Level 6 could potentially have the silvers, otherwise they're going to be in level 9. If you have the knowledge that we the viewers have and you're a runner, you're absolutely gambling level 9 on a 66% chance with the potential for a hint to show up in level 9 and tell you. So far for Chest Jerk, this seed has been pretty much ladderless. I don't think he's really had too much of a struggle in most of these rooms. Druid now has his Triforce piece on level 2. It looks like this heart container in the staircase that Leslie Pro is looking for is really in an awkward position. Although this Dodongo may be guarding it. Nope, just a troll. Looks like he's only got 2 rooms left in this entire level A, so this has turned into quite the unfortunate dig. Spiral staircase in one of the 2 remaining rooms, so thankfully his dig of level 8 is going to come to a quick end here. Or not. Transport. I thought he had seen it. Well, it's going to take him down to that bottom corner where the other room is that he hasn't seen, as far as I know. Eat My Steel has picked up his Iniki, his Heart Container, and his Raft out of level 1, so that's now 2 Triforce pieces for Eat My Steel. We'll see where he opts to go next. Looks like White Sword is his priority. Leslie Pro now finds the Heart Container. You take it for all the trouble, but you're probably grumbling about it. Looks like Chest Jerk is opting to dig some of this dungeon. And Truant's gonna check at 10 hearts for Magical Sword, no dice. And he does not have a ladder still, so no chance at the White Sword yet. Still on Wood Sword combat. That is one step ahead of Chest Jerk's combat still, for what's worth. Leslie Pro has now increased his combat capabilities with the wand out of level 3. And this is just a group of 4 of the 18 runners that are in tonight's race. We'll let you know once the first runner on the restream finishes who has finished off of the mainstream. And that red candle is logically blocked by the Dig Dogger. That's pretty interesting, I guess. Being a diamond staircase, it was clippable for Chest Jerk. But he did get the hint about the Heart Container being inside of level 8, I do believe. Maybe I am wrong, though. Truant Gamer, meanwhile, has finally found the White Sword Cave and throws the wand beam at the old man. He's not too thrilled because I think he is figuring he is quite a bit behind to that ladder, and indeed, in comparison to some of the runners, he is a good deal behind. Zelda will not be in her own room tonight. Her room is in level 5. So still looking for level 6. The more I see of this overworld, the more I think that there is a potential that it is Recorder Lake. Leslie Pro finds the second bomb upgrade in level 3, but has already spent some rupees on bomb upgrade. What was it, level 8? So, not interested in buying a second one, nor does he have the rupees. Chest Jerk with the Triforce out of 8 now. Down to just level 6 and level 7 for the items. Also going to make a mags check. Why not? You have to save at this point anyways. Triforce piece for Eat My Steel out of level 5. Yeah, there really hasn't been any major combat block that requires a sword yet, so with that early wand, you can really take that and run with it for quite some time. Truant Gamer with ladder in hand is going to go ahead and grab his white sword. And it looks like he's making the beeline for this raft spot on the coast, which will get him level 5 as Leslie Pro now picks up a Triforce piece out of level 3. I believe that's his second piece. Eat My Steel is now up in the Lost Hills where the second hint shop is. That will be all 6 hints for Eat My Steel. He has the Power Bracelet hint, which is kind of the only important one in this one. But nonetheless means that he doesn't have to worry about those spots. And level 9 has been found on Leslie's side for the first time. So he's got that marked. I think he's probably the second or the third runner that's seen that at this point on the restream. To answer the question in chat, I haven't seen if the ladder has stymied Cheshire in level 7. I know he's been in level 7. Every other dungeon has not been ladder blocked to this point. Really starting to think that we're going to need that recorder out of level 5 to find the last dungeon we're looking for here. We're going to know pretty soon whether or not the ladder is actually required for level 7. Seeing as Cheshire is now back in the dungeon. Looks like Leslie Pro managed to force a bomb in that room. That's always useful. On the 10th enemy that you hit without taking damage, if you kill it with the bomb, you're going to get the bomb drop. Finds the raft in the next, well, 2 rooms away from where he pulled off that bomb. And now is eligible to get into level 5, which has the recorder. So looks like it's going to start opening up for Leslie Pro here shortly. Looks like we've high rolled the magical sword this seed, so it has removed much of any chance that Cheshire is going to have the magical sword as his first sword of the seed. Eat My Steel now has his Triforce piece out of level 2. Don't know if he saw the power bracelet. It's going to be sad if he didn't find it and goes back in there. But he's on the move, so I'm going to guess he did see it. I believe it really only opens up a large secret to him. Leslie Pro has the any key out of 1, so that's the end of level 1 for Leslie Pro. Should have Triforce piece number 3 here shortly. Trigger back into this level 7. Did Chestrick left level 7. So I'm starting to think that that might be a required ladder dungeon. And Leslie Pro has finally managed to find the bow Armos item. And we'll immediately find the wood sword as well. Probably not that thrilled to find that at this point. Chest jerk at 45 minutes and 13 seconds now sees the ladder from him and goes, uh-oh. Speaking of uh-oh, Red Ring Death for Truant Gamer. So back to the start of the dungeon there. That's probably not going to make him too happy. Trying to go real fast at this point and get blocked by combat that you think you should be taking care of on White Sword, Wand, and Red Ring. Not the most fun thing. Cheap meat is right there in this cave, and I was going to say Chestrick is making an interesting decision to leave it be, but turns around, thinks better of it. I agree with that play. With as much extra money as he has, with all the hint knowledge, with the wood arrows purchased, with the any key in hand, with red ring in hand, there's no need to buy any of that stuff. So might as well take care of the last thing to control you. I'm surprised actually that Chestrick is picking up the heart here unless he's already got a potion in his inventory. As Eat My Steel is now also probably pretty frustrated as he's found his red ring quite a bit later than the rest of the restreamed runners have. And I think Chestrick is going to be the first one to look at Recorder Lake here momentarily. As Eat My Steel now has his Triforce piece level 4. Only 3 left for him to find. So we'll see if my intuition was correct as to the raft in 1 leading to the Recorder in 5 leading to level 6. Yes, it does. Hey. Blind Squirrels found the nut. At this point, I think you actually have to look at this staircase at least to make sure it's not an item. It's not. It's transport. And the superior model is in level 6. That means the book and the silvers are in level 9. And I'm pretty sure that Chestrick has that knowledge. So there should be no redigs involved here. Why do I like the magic boomerang? That is a loaded question. It's mostly meme material. It's actually pretty useful to have a boomerang early, no matter the color. Being able to stun Lionels, being able to stun Tektites, Moblins, Vires, a whole host of things. Mini Digdoggers. If you have HP Shuffle on, you could potentially kill things that normally don't have 0 HP. So there's always a good handful of reasons why you should consider picking up the boomerang early. Magic Boomerang goes further, which some people like because it can pick up items all the way across the room. Others prefer the wooden boomerang because it takes less time to come back to you. That's really the only difference. Eat My Steel has now found level 6. Chest is still trying to find his way through to the Triforce. There's some concern that he has not seen Lord Banana at this point. So I guess it's a 66% chance if that is the case. Gotta have heart. He may actually get Magical Sword first. I'm sure he's going to check the cave. And the Triforce piece is in Ganon's room. It looks like Eat My Steel is not too far away from Ganon's room. So now what's the call going to be? Chestrick is floating somewhere. Looting to level 4. Walking west. So that means walking to level 7. Maybe. Or buying a potion. That works too. Looks like Sleep Pro is now seeing that there is no magical sword in his near future. But level 5 is. So there is that. And it's really going to come down to a race between Truant and Chestrick still for the first into 9 on the restream. Truant's going to find level 6 here shortly, as I believe it's pretty much the last location on the overworld for Truant Gamer. Before we start that 9 rush, though, give a shout out to Pro Infernape tonight for doing the tracking for me. Whenever you do solo commentary, having a tracker is amazing. Having a tracker anytime at all is amazing as well. Anyone in the chat wants to pick up tracking or commentary, always hit up our Discord. We usually sort that out from the Zelda 1 Randomizer Discord. Other communities will use the Speed Gaming Discord as well, so check based on what game you want to commentate or track. Eat My Steel has Triforce piece number 7 out of level 8. So looks like he's trying to make the rush to prove me wrong. He may have just this Triforce piece in level 3, which is in this first segment in that top room. It's gonna first look at the chute again. Oh, given that level 9 is right next to level 3, though, it's at the White Sword Cave. Could see a world where Eat My Steel gets there first. In fact, given where Truant Gamer is in level 6, It's really going to come down to chest jerk or eat my steel. Order for Leslie Pro, that's the end of the sequence of events for him. And Eat My Steel is now in the room that has the Triforce. So Eat My Steel will be the first into level 9. Assuming he digs that and hopes the silvers are there. We know they are. Magical Sword, there's been discussion off and on about shuffling that in. The big concern is that you have mugger rooms involved in the game and Take Any One caves involved in the game. And you could, in theory, block yourself out of a required magical sword item. That's why it hasn't been shuffled into this point. You can, in fact, make it your starting item, though. Eat My Steel's gonna start looking for the roar and the door. And it looks like won't be able to use his audio for too long here. He's got his mic set to on, so we do know that the Roar of Gan is right off the bat. That's okay. We will have Truant Gamer in level 9 as well here shortly. He has found the Triforce piece level 6. I don't think he's going to continue looking for items. I think he's on the way out. Yep. Chest Jerk has found Lord Banana. He also has 14 hearts. Guaranteed Mag's first dream. Looks like Eat My Steel basically went straight up, took the first staircase he saw, and has eliminated 2 of the 14 staircases in level 9. Triforce, level 7 for Chest Jerk. Gonna have 3 runners shortly into level 9. Looks like it was 13 hearts for magical, yep. So 13 was the correct answer, because 12 was a no. Does Patrick guard the silvers? Yes, so really quick finding of the silvers for Eat My Steel, as Truant's now going up the initial path of level 9, which was in the V column. If he takes this and goes up on the other side of it, he'll be in the same spot, but now Eat My Steel has found Ganon. Here's a little amusing tidbit. If you find Ganon and he's adjacent to the start room, as long as it's not the start room that the game believes is normal, it will keep the door open, so instead of having to up A, Chester can simply walk out the open door. Eat My Steel has defeated Ganon. Will Zelda be right away? No. Truant, though, has found the silver arrows as well, so Ganon's going to go down a second time. So at this point, the audio really isn't that relevant anymore. We're just now trying to locate a shutter door that opens without all the enemies being finished off in the room. Silver to kill the beast lies in the northwest of Skull. That should change Chest Jerk's approach. He's going to go up instead of going left now. And it's all the way up in the 4th column, I believe, second from the top. Okay, Still's gotten all the way up in the corner of dungeon. No dice there. Truant is in. Ooh, Gibdo's guard the compass. He's kind of in the southeast right now. I would think you're going to kill a room that has Gibdo in it pretty much always now, because Magical Sword makes it really quick. Sure enough, that room had one Gibdo, kill it. Based on the level design that we see on Truant Gamerside, it looks like the northeast of the dungeon is going to be the most likely answer. If it's in a rupee boss room, I feel like that is nothing or air guards the compass. Something like that. Maybe it says rupees guard the compass, who knows? Actually, don't run into that too often. We don't usually play helpful hints and pick up races. Alright, chest jerk now. Gonna take Gannon down real quick. And this is a real race on the restream. Won't know where they finish until a little bit after the first one finishes on the restream. Truant Gamer's going to find the same silver cent now that he opened up that bomb wall. Question is, will it be a transport requirement to get up to the northeast corner of the dungeon? Or will you be able to bomb into it? Because that appears to be the answer currently. If you can bomb right in that room, it has the compass hint. I think it's possible to get up there. And again, I'm not 100% certain at this point that that's where Zelda's location is, but I think we've seen quite a bit of the other three quadrants. Oh, never mind. She is in the southeast of Skull Chest Jerk. Is going to win the race as far as the restream goes? Or is it Eat My Steel? No, Eat My Steel. Both of them finishing at the same time pretty much there for me. Holy moly. Didn't even look to the right. I saw Chester kind of go down there, and by the time I saw him open the shutter door, I saw the flash on Eat My Steel screen that told me he got in there first. So let's run down the finish for you. Psytown, 56-16, finished in first place off stream. Third Wolf about 4 minutes behind him in second place. And a minute and a half after that was Eat My Steel, with 9 seconds separating him and Chest Jerk. And I think Truant's probably going to finish fifth here. He's heading down that direction here pretty rapidly. If this Patcher doesn't kill him. Yep. So 3 GGs back to back to back on the restream. Third, fourth, and fifth place. And official time for Truant, 103.07. It looks like Eat My Steel is the first into the Discord, followed by Truant Gamer, so GG's to the both of you.
Hey, thanks, man. GG Truant.
GG's.
So I actually almost didn't see Eat My Steel finish because I was watching Chest Jerk's screen as he opened the shutter door, and then saw the flash of Zelda's finish animation going off on Eat My Steel side, so That was a really close race between the two of you for the third and fourth spot tonight.
Pretty crazy when he finished, and then I just looked down, and then he finished like right away. Nuts.
So I think that's the second weekly in a row where there was a bit of a sequential process to get through the seed. Had the raft in level 1, that got you level 5 access to get the recorder, and then it became apparent not too long after that that across all of our runners on the restream that all the overworld spots but the recorder spot were accounted for. So it's pretty wild that we've gotten back-to-back races like that.
Yeah, when I found 6, I knew that's where it had to be by that point. I almost went, because I had the hint for level 2 at Death Mountain. So after I finished 1, I was like, well, maybe I should just go do 2 since it's probably up here. And I was like, no, I want the white sword, and I'll check that raft spot on the way back. And, oh, hey, level 5, awesome.
That was kind of an interesting series of events to start this race. You see the magical sword and the white sword in the first 2 screens. Then I think Leslie Pro or Eat My Steel, I want to say it was Leslie Pro though, that found the location for the white sword ladder first. That kind of led him astray of the wand though. He started looking at other areas and he went back to get his white sword. Never really went and found the wand or any of kind of the helpful combat items for a little while. Whereas the person that got kind of the furthest on the overworld and got the most Triforce pieces early was the last person to the ladder, and that was Chestrick. I want to say about 45 minutes into the seed. So kind of interesting how everybody kind of went a different route on the overworld despite having knowledge of both magical and white sword early. Really only having a couple different directions you can go off the bat without bombs.
I hear swords are overrated.
And we wondered if you were going to go in and start whacking the pig with a wand instead. Realized
I
you
was
had to go
tempted.
back to pick one up.
I forgot how to use the sword. I didn't pick up a sword until after Sidetown finished. Embarrassing? Not really.
No. Well,
Wand
I
is all
mean,
you need.
to be fair, you didn't need that 14th heart.
I wasn't gonna take any chances.
So we saw it attempted at 12, and we saw it attempted at 13. I think Truant had it about a minute or two before you did.
Nice. And hey, at least I didn't full clear the overworld. I was close
Well,
though.
I think just about everybody else has.
Nice.
That's true. Did you get the candle instead of the sword then?
Sure did. I had a wand. What did I need a sword for? And I knew where Mags and White Sword were. I joked in chat before the race started that this was the flags where I got seed first. I was the first place seed in that tournament, and then I lost in the first round of the brackets because I did that exact thing, where I picked the candle instead of the sword because I think I had the wand, only to find that Mags was 14 hearts and the White Sword was buried behind Wizrobes in like level 7 or something, and I didn't have a sword until an hour 20, and I lost that race because of that. But I made sure this time that I knew where a sword was before I made that move. I was confident in my decision.
Catch up on some finishes here. Captain Green 7 at 104.51, finished in 6th place. Ryan 7 in 7th place, 107.19. So we're now battling out for the last 10 or 11 spots left in this 18-man race.
Looking back on the seed, I guess the only real time I could have saved time was not digging 8. If I had just taken the Triforce and left, that would have saved at least 6, 7, 8 minutes probably. But
Yeah, if you got all the hints, you knew what the items were in 8, so I was fortunate to get all those and knew I didn't have to dig 8. So that was great.
yeah, it was unfortunate that I got those hints after the fact, or at least I got one of the hints after the fact. So
Hoping someone
they came in the wrong order. Oh well, it's okay.
That was also a bit of Leslie Pro's downfall on the restream. The very last room in 8 that he saw was the heart container, and I think he found his red candle maybe in like the 6th to last room. So
Given where the
Unfortunately.
candle, given where it was, I mean, I can only imagine where the heart container was. 'Cause I never found it.
Very bottom right corner.
Yeah, and I figured I didn't even have the ladder at the time, so I couldn't get the map. And yeah, once I got to a dead end with a ladder block, I was like, I'm just getting the Triforce and getting the heck out of here. And then I got the hint the heart container was there, and I thought, that's sad in my mind, but at least I don't have to go back. So
Yeah,
The only place I was kind of kicking myself was when I found the red rings so easy to get down the coast in level 4 because I got there really late and I was like, oh man, people could easily grab that and just fly through this seed. So I was a little nervous about that, but
yeah,
they're pretty good for not getting that so late until late.
I'm just proud of myself for sticking to the itemless block clip in 3 in the first 5 minutes to get the wand after many bops from the keys before doing so. But I was very happy to find, because I figured I was very sure it was an item, and I was not to be denied. But keys were not friendly.
I assume you weren't too thrilled once you finally found the white sword item and realized that that was a fairly free one. I know Truant's reaction told the story since the old man got the wand beam.
Yeah, I actually was surprised by that because when I saw that 7 was ladder blocked, I think, okay, ladder must be in 6. The 6 is the only item I don't have yet. I had totally forgotten I didn't even have the white sword item yet. And then I saw the ladder. Like, oh, well, that's a surprise. But yeah, that was to find that at 45 minutes. That was not a good feeling for sure.
Hey, for not having a ladder and not
Or
having a sword for so long and finishing 4th out of 18, I think you take those.
I'll take it any day of the week.
Leslie Pro, meanwhile, is in level 6. That's going to be the last dungeon that he'll need before going to level 9. If he doesn't go back and dip into level 6 a second time, could be pretty quick, because I think he's only one room north of Ganon's room, which is where the Triforce ended up being. Oh, nope, one more to the right. He's going to get Heart Container number 13, though, so Magical Sword for him if he so desires. And here's the Triforce. Big Slamu, at 1 hour and 10 minutes on the nose, finished in 8th place. But yeah, I'm not sure what else there really was to talk about with this. I mean, it was a late sword for just about everybody, regardless of which one you went for. Nobody kind of made their way to the Armos screen with the power bracelet, which had the bow, I believe, this time around.
Yes, it did. I was very sad the door repair cost me an early arrow purchase. Luckily, I bought it later because it was pretty well required.
Yeah, that's kind of hilarious because I was there early, and then I was bomb blocked out of there. So left 7, bought bombs, went back into 7, found the arrow block. Then I had to go step out. There's arrows with one over, got those, went back in there. And I saw a ladder block. I was like, oh, thank God I have ladder.
I mean, honestly, I'm really sad I didn't have 16 hearts. That's, what can you do?
Oh, you're slacking,
well.
CJ.
I am. I did 4 too well. I mean, 4. I cleared 5 rooms in 4. I found the item, immediate Triforce. I was done. But I'm thinking to myself, you don't have a sword and you know where Max is. you might need that heart container. But I wasn't going to dig 8 for a heart container. Given I knew it was there, I had no clue where it was. So what can you do? I mean, I did take a heart container from the first take any and didn't take a candle. So that I was waiting for that decision to bite me in the butt.
Yeah, I saw Leslie Pro did the same exact thing, took the heart container, but he had knowledge of the ladder already, so I can kind of see it from his perspective of, hey, I've got this ladder will open up the white sword, and I value the white sword a little bit more than the blue candle, especially with knowledge of where the blue candle shop was in the seed. And wow, we had 3 finishes there in the last 30 seconds or so. John Tabin, 9th place with a 1:13.14. King Doll, 10th place, 1:13.34, 20 seconds later. Shaddy, 9 seconds behind him at 1:13.43. And Dr. J, PhD, 1:13.56, so 13 seconds after again.
I just want to give a shout out to the real boss of the seed, that Patcher right before Zelda.
I didn't kill a single patch of this seed. I feel unfulfilled.
I'm pretty certain that at the very least they kept me out of third place, if not second, because I died in that room and then I went looking elsewhere and found the hint that one room.
That'll do it.
Yes, it will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It would have been questionable to catch Thurwolf, I think, but it definitely kind of knocked you back a little bit against Eat My Steel and Chestrix finish.
Also, what about that door not closing on Ganon's room? Is that a thing? I've never seen that before.
That is the thing that
When
now
Ganon's
exists.
right next to start. Okay.
Yep. If Ganon's next to start, now that the entry point to level 9 has been moved, it is a thing that exists. Additionally, if you have a push block staircase that exists next to the moved start room of level 9, there is a good chance that when you push the block to try and get to the staircase, there will be no staircase. So that's one of those very small possibilities now that the seed becomes a bit of a chore to finish, especially if that's where, I don't know, silvers or something very important is.
Oh, yeah, and how about that hint where silvers was, and then immediately finding 3 staircases in a row, and they're all transports. What are
Believe it
the
or not,
odds?
I think both Eat My Steel and Truant like 9th room silvers right off the bat and never saw that hint until they started clearing looking for Zelda.
I'm impressed.
Straight up.
I went through 3 bomb walls to get to the silvers, so that really impressed me.
I think Eat My Steel took a staircase. I think it was the first one in line going north, and then I didn't see if Truant took the same staircase or if he just found his way naturally there.
The same. Straight up, take the staircase, go up one room, there it is.
And I
Again,
wonder,
in that case, I wonder if those staircases connected to each other. That may have been it.
I'll also, with the way that 9s work now, we've seen staircases become a lot more important and bomb walls become a lot less frequent. Did that change your play with the silvers, or with silvers being a 9, are you just trying to eliminate 2 staircases at one go and taking it to see what the other side looks like?
If I hadn't seen the hint, I would have taken the staircases. I would have gone to the other side. But knowing that the hint that said it was in the top left corner, I was less likely to take the staircase. I want to stay in the top left corner. But if I hadn't gotten the hint, I would have taken the staircases.
Yeah, I just play it like I'm playing Z1M1 because it's kind of the same thing. Just you take stairs. You find me, know you're going to have to take a stair, and it's just more like that. And even so, I mean, in this case, if I'm looking for silvers, usually I'm taking the transports just to consolidate all those.
Yeah, that's my play. Just double them off and keep looking and hope for a hint when helpful hints is on that tells you if it's in here or not.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting when we saw early bow and ladder on the overworld, would we see runners try and go mode and just try and get through every dungeon as fast as possible to get to level 9 and look for the silver's hint? Leslie Pro found the staircase to the other side of Ganon, so now has isolated which door not to go through. I think you already had that knowledge, though. Yep, after a couple of weeks in a row of level question mark, I think the tracker was very content to not have to deal with that for a 3rd week in a row. I guess from a runner's perspective, that's also kind of nice. But sequential hints, I think, also helps you out quite a bit. If you know that the hints are going to tell you in order the next dungeon, the moment you find those hint rooms, you already know where you're at. Oh,
The tracker hasn't marked where the heart container was. I'm sad.
Which one?
I know where it was.
Which one of the 9s you want?
All of them. That is the special heart container in level 8. It has to be. I also like the hint that Gibdo's guarded the compass. I hadn't seen a Gibdo in the entire seed, I don't think.
Yeah,
Like
I thought that
9 was the first time I saw Gibdos and Stalfos. I hadn't seen either of them the entire seed.
saw that room that Leslie just cleared up in the Gibdos there, and I was like, oh, was that the compass? Because I didn't clear it. And I was thinking about it. It's like, oh, almost should go back up there. And
Yeah.
there was nothing there. I'm glad I didn't.
Tempting.
Magic Friends at 118.24 finished in 13th place, so we have, I think, 5 more positions left to decide here. I think Leslie Pro is now taking the staircase that 2 of our runners took. Will he bomb north? I guess that's the one tricky part of this is, are you forced to bomb north here? Is that what caused this?
You can
Yes.
bomb left, because bombing left takes you to another staircase that I saw.
You
Yeah,
can't
that's
bomb.
the stair that takes you over there, so you don't
Yeah.
need to go left if you came through that stair.
You can't bomb east out of the staircase room just below the silvers, so that, I think, is what forces you to kind of look up if you already know what's to your left.
All right, because yeah, take the staircase there. Okay, so they were connected. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't think you could even bomb south out of there, so it was like go south, east, nothing, and you know what's left, and then north's the only last option there.
So 4 hits required for Leslie Pro. Does not know Zelda's location yet, but first things first. Down goes the pig for the 4th time.
Quick GG's to you guys again. I'm going to step out of here.
Hey, GG, Truant.
Leslie Pro is heading the right direction. I don't know that there's a direct path from this low down on this.
Did Leslie not go down from Ganon's room?
Leslie actually took the staircase and went around and went underneath Ganon from that side.
Oh.
So Leslie Pro has seen both of the rooms below Ganon and to the southwest of Ganon. I think that has forced him away from that general direction, at least after defeat.
Guess I should have taken more staircases. Then I would have known the answer to my question. Oh well.
Actually, I don't know which staircase it is that takes you that way. Now we're on a path that looks more familiar for the route to Zelda. Lots of downward movement from Gibdo's Guard the Compass, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think you just go straight south down this whole corridor, and then it's the bottom room, and it opens on the left.
Yep.
Be careful! Potion, potion, potion. Can't take it to the next game. Oof.
I'm taking mine in the next game. What are you kidding me? I worked hard for that potion.
Yeah.
I saved all that money.
Well, you save the money, or you save the girl, or do both.
Always do both.
And
I also wanted that bomb drop from Zelda too.
Yeah, it looks like Pepsi fan Leslie Pro 4 will finish in 15th, just behind Mr. Dunlow. 122.44 for Leslie, 121.59 for Dunlow. We'll see if Leslie wants to jump on in real quick. And while we're waiting for him, shoutouts to Speed Gaming for putting this on the air tonight. And thanks again to Pro Infernate for tracking for me. Again, without a tracker, solo commentary would be near impossible, especially with 4 people on the restream.
I think it's personally, I think it's impossible with a tracker and with 2 people in commentary. Literally impossible.
Well, what saves you on solo commentary is you just don't do math. Don't do math, you're safe.
That's where I go wrong, I guess. I can't stop doing math.
All right, I'm gonna slide out of here. Good game, Chester. Thanks for doing the restream and the comms, everything. Fury, good game to everybody.
GG.
And Leslie Pro 4 is in the booth.
Hey, good evening. GG.
GG, Leslie.
Thanks, DJ. Honestly, I don't think I played this seed poorly at all because normally I'm getting my head kicked in by the enemies, so to die only once, I call that an improvement.
Yeah, it really, almost the entirety of the field has finished within the half hour from the first finisher to, what, 16th now? There's only 2 left in the field to finish. And they may be short to finish, or not too far away to finishing as well. I think the only thing that really hurt you, Leslie, was you dug level 8, which the other runners had either one or both hints for by the time they got around to it. So you not only did you dig level 8, but you full cleared level 8, or pretty much within a room of full clearing level 8. And that, unfortunately, took you long enough to be kind of out of the running for the top couple of seeds, but still respectable given how much of that dungeon you saw.
Yeah, I figured I shot myself in the foot with that one because I knew level 8 was 2 items. I wasn't paying much more attention to hints at that point because I knew it was a poverty seed. I figured, let's be safe with the money, let's not do anything rash. Spends 105 on a bomb upgrade.
109, wasn't it? Was it 105? I don't remember now.
9 was certainly interesting because you heard Ganon early, but you just didn't have the silver, so you couldn't capitalize on that. You still had to find those, then circle back to find Ganon, and then continue your search for Zelda. It was certainly a 9, but far from the worst that I personally have seen or played.
I gotta stop full clearing seeds with silvers and 9. I gotta start gambling more. That's my problem.
To be fair, I did a full clear myself, so yep.
Well, to be fair, I didn't full clear. I didn't get the heart container out of 4, so the floor heart, that is. And luckily, I was ladder blocked from the staircase heart in level 8, so I didn't full clear 8, just mostly cleared 8.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the one I wound up getting, was the 1 in 8.
Yeah.
But the bonus of getting all the hearts is Magical Sword.
Magical Sword, first sword, best sword.
Yeah, I never even found Wood Sword. I just basically grabbed the ladder at 5 hearts and just went back for the White Sword. And I'm like, you know what? This is fine. We'll make this work.
I think you stumbled upon the Wood Sword right before you stumbled upon the bow, or right after, given that they were right next to each other. But in any event,
yeah, it was right after. That's one thing I wish I had found sooner, but you know what? At the end of the day, the seed worked out.
Yep, it was very, very sequential, very much raft required, recorder required, wood arrow required. But for all those things being involved, it also gave you a lot of defense and a lot of offense if you found level 4 early and found level 3 early for the wand and or the ladder on the overworld. So you can't complain too much about your ability to get through the rooms in quite an expedited manner.
Yeah, I'll definitely take that, no doubt about it.
Let's see. Don't know that I have too much else to ask the runners at this point, though. Any questions about the seed or anything else?
Nope, I'm good.
I'm good first weekly in a while. I still like to try and do these every once in a while, as long as I schedule allows, and I don't think the flag set's gonna bite me in the butt, because I still gotta work tomorrow, you know?
Same.
Yep,
The only other thing I'd like to say is, I believe Grand Pooh Bear made a similar shout-out during GDQ, but I shall do a similar one myself, in that we're all classic gamers here, and our hearts go out to the family of Jonas Neubauer, 7-time Classic Tetris World Champion, who passed away within the past week.
Absolutely. Gone too soon.
I agree. Hearts go out to everybody in the classic Tetris community, and we're right with you.
Yep, speed gaming's a fairly large community at this point, but still a tight-knit community.
Indeed.
Oh yeah.
With that, we were the only show in town at this point. Speed gaming schedule. There are several things coming up tomorrow on the speed gaming schedule, so feel free to take a look at those. Otherwise, we'll probably see you on one of the speed gaming channels next week, same time. I think there's rumblings that people may want to do Pinafore, since that was kind of what we thought might do this race, but nope, 2017 Swiss for this one, so make that one in, and then I think 2 weeks away still from the Valentine's Day, or no, Groundhog's Day will be before
Groundhog
that.
Day, yes.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. If
Can't
you
wait
haven't
for
seen the
that one.
movie, go brush up on the movie, and it's going to be the same thing happening to the Zelda 1 runners, so it should be fun to watch them suffer and maybe talk instead of race.
Wait, you gotta find a groundhog?
I gotta find a groundhog and then probably throw it at whatever seed we end up rolling, because it'll be annoying me.
And then you gotta find it again. Yeah.
No.
Sounds about right.
Yep.
Chasing the shadows, but
Yep.
yeah.
Yes, thank you, Fury. Thank you, Fury, for commentary, and Pro Infernape for tracking. Great show. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks, you guys, for doing this. Much appreciated. I'm gonna get on out of here, and we'll see. And I will see you next time. Take care, and GG's.
GG, Leslie.
Yep, I'm Furious K. I got nothing much else to say. Hope you have a good rest of your weekend, and we'll see everybody here potentially next week, and we'll see what we're racing then.